What is up, everybody? So it's the weekend, and luckily it's just a short week this week. Big things have happened. I haven't videoed anything. It's just been kind of crazy, everything going on. And then yeah, it's wow. So a couple projects, of course, have came a long way in a short period of time. So I've been back in physical therapy for my neck and shoulder, getting ready to go do an MRI possibly next week on my neck. Not sure on that. But right now, go to the house, grab the kiddos. Not sure if mom's already at the house or not. We'll be close. So anyway, grab them, go to Tractor Supply to grab some lag bolts to screw something together and some screws to screw stuff down. Let's get to the house, get the kiddos. See you in a few.
What is up, everybody?
So, my nieces found my channel and have been watching it a lot, and they got the question, why do you say that? And I was like, I don't know, I've just always done it. Do what?
It's your intro.
I guess. But
What that intro's called, what you say before you say anything else.
okay, so Mr. YouTube back here. Anyway, got the heathens in the truck. We're gonna go to Tractor Supply and get us some stuff. Are you gonna help me do that thing back there when we get back?
Yes. They probably saw it.
No, they didn't. They hadn't seen it yet.
When you're backing up, maybe.
I don't think so. But anyway, we're gonna run Tractor Supply, get us some hardware. Y'all wanna stop and grab a drink?
Yes.
Stop and grab us a drink.
Can we get a snack?
Tractor Supply. And of course, Abby's hungry. She's always hungry.
I haven't ate since 12:15. I mean, 11.
Alrighty, so let's head on down the road. So it started to get dark. Left Tractor Supply, got our bolts and some screws, and now we are leaving my buddy Joe's. Stopped and grabbed one more 4x4. He had extra, so Mace, you ready to do the thing we're going to do when we get home?
Hey!
Yeah, I believe he's ready. So go home, open the garage up, sling on some lights, and get this one project finished.
And we can show you what someone got.
What I got?
Yeah.
The other thing I got?
Yeah.
The other toy I got?
Yeah.
They like it pretty good. So,
Fun.
see you in just a second. So, made it back to the house, finally, as you can see. It's 10 till 6 and already dark. So, big thing I've been working on, well, not really much, but, oh, that's right. Got a bed on the 5-ton. That's what I had to go to Tractor Supply for to get my lag bolts. So I've got my two main rails down the frame. They're bolted. They've been bolted. Y'all seen that. They've been bolted for a while. I took 1, 2, 3. I got 5 8x8s running crossways. That's what I had to get the lag screws for. I'm going to screw them down. Got to move a few boards. Screw them down. And I'm going to put Mason screwing down the 2x12s and making it secure. Check it out, though. I took a torch and just burnt the wood a little bit. 8 by 15 bed. Yeah, and all the goodies in here. The old Tractor Supply bag. It's got a pound of screws. New adapter for the impact driver. 5-inch lag screws. That's just all my offcuts. And then the ones on the sides that I put down on the side to cap it were like 2 by 9 or something. But anyway, I ripped them down to 2 by 6. So that's all I had back there. And it's perfectly good. Perfectly good. I ain't decided if I want to paint it or not. But something else before we get started on that. So me and Grizzle done a little trading again. got us a golf cart. So this one actually, I think it had a Yamaha engine, and he ended up, it was like $2,400 to rebuild it. So he just put a front mounted snapper engine in here. It's got the engine. Hey, it's even got a new battery. I got the battery tender on it. It's nice LED headlights. They're super bright. Let me do this. Battery tender. It's super handy. It's a super bright headlights.
There's some on the back too.
It's got tail lights. It's even got turn signals, ladies and gentlemen. He put turn signals to the little LED lights right there, and it's on the back too, both sides, and it's also got brake light. I mean, it's just bored. Another guy at work that works with us upholstered the seats for him, had a little mirror on it. Just look at those headlights. But got my radio. I just actually pulled this out of the Ranger, but I'm eventually going to cut the plastic here, mount the radio in here. It's on a switch by itself. Then Prosser had, with his first Can-Am, these speakers. They're waterproof. He really don't listen to music, especially when we go riding, so he took them out. When he sold the Can-Am, forgot about them. They was in his building. So he brought them over. I actually pulled a speaker out of the flatbed just to turn it on. I mean, check this out. Little bed on it. He built a bed for it. Got a piece of foam for work, so when one of the kids ride in the back, it's comfy. And then Prosser has been nipping away at the Suburban 12 valve project. It's in. It's been in for probably over a week now. He's got it in. Transmission's bolted, rear drive shaft in it. He had to get the rear drive shaft shortened. I think he said 2 3/4, and the front drive shaft lengthened because the transmission actually got shifted back. So he had to do the cross member dealio. He had to fix the cross member to where it all worked with the Cummins. It's got just so much. This thing is just going to be crazy. So I think he's still got to drill a hole here for the, cruise control. I never used mine, so, you know. Throttle's in, or hooked up and all that's hooked up. Just got to drill a hole through here for the cruise control bracket to go in. Got to get a little rubber boot. So they're not running an intercooler on this thing. He's not going to be pulling. The only thing he's going to be pulling is probably the side-by-side or 2 side-by-sides on a car trailer. It's not turned up. It's just a stock 12 valve. So they're not running an intercooler. So you come straight off the turbo. Prosser had to make this intake. So he made it out of pipe. There's a plate you actually get. Then you have to fab up your tube right there. All this just looks so freaking amazing. But this whole bracket kit, all this is parts he ordered from Jonesy's. Yeah, he went through and got all this. They've already figured everything out. But of course, Prosser can, well, if it's pretty much anything vehicle related, it's good, and a lot more than just vehicles. But so got the billet adapter plate, new starter. He's waiting on the new down pipe. It's going to be a little tight in there, so he's got to wait on the new down pipe. Of course, he'll have to cut and modify and weld and do all this to get it down. He's got the exhaust tucked up under it. Don't have it hung yet, but it's under it. We're pretty close to where it's going to be. So hopefully his down pipe was at the house when he went home, or it'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be here soon. So really, other than the engine, the biggest thing other than getting the down pipe to work is the wiring. You know, we all love wiring, said no one ever. But yeah, I mean, there's just a few things to button up. He's got to get another battery tray for another battery for the diesel. He's going to go to a junkyard and try to pick up an instrument cluster for a diesel around the same year just to swap them out, throw on the dash. That way the tach and everything will be right. He's already dropped the fuel tank, done everything he has to do there, cleaned out. It's already got diesel in the tank, ready to go. It is close. It is so close. Of course, he's had to customize a bunch of stuff. Well, the bracket for the throttle cable, he had to completely redo it, where it mounts, or where they clip in, then the wires come on up, hooked to the throttle plate. But the turbo drain back tube for the oil, he had to cut it, angle it, do a bunch of stuff because of the motor mounts. He had to customize a lot of stuff on this thing, but he's just been taking his time. This is the first time putting something that don't belong in this thing. So he's just been whittling away at it. The biggest holdup he's had this entire time is just waiting on parts to get here because of everything that's going on. A lot of parts come like super quick. Then there's some stuff waited weeks on. There was one little part, there's a dowel pin in the front of the motor. It likes to vibrate out, gets in all the gears on the front of the engine, and trashes the motor. So, it ended up in like Georgia or somewhere, ended up getting it fixed and getting it to him. He was actually going to make one the next day, and it finally showed up after waiting like 3 weeks to a month or something on it. But anyway, so close. Trip, I want to drive it. I want to drive it, Trip. That's all I'm asking, just drive it. So, yeah, I just can't wait for this thing to fire up. Full 4-inch exhaust, does have a muffler on it. My truck still got the catalytic converter. I've had it straight popped 4-inch turbo back, and it's too much, especially when you're on interstate pulling something for hours. It's a little nerve-wracking. I love the Cummins sound. Just tone it down a little bit. So, hey Mace,
Yep.
You ready?
Yep. Got my light.
Got his headlamp. So I'm gonna pull up some boards
Right?
Can I show you something?
and get ready to start throwing the lag screws to it. I don't know why that light is flashing.
You're pressing the button.
We lifted the 3 boards out of the way that need to sink our 5-inch screws into. What is it, Abby? What are you doing?
Playing with my slime.
So we're going to grab us a socket. Your slime. Did you make it?
Yeah.
You made that yesterday, didn't you? The boogers?
No.
What's it made out of?
Blue.
You had a slime kit, didn't you? Yeah. I don't know what it is or why kids like slime. I really don't like touching this stuff myself. It's not my favorite. It's what?
You can make bubbles with it.
Oh, really? Yeah, she figured out a way to sling it around and make bubbles. So, the socket I need is actually in my lunchbox in the Dodge on the other side of the farm. Our buddy, we call him the dog. He bought an old car off my brother that's been down there for, well, ever. And he needed a socket that I had in there. And he brought it back to work and threw it in my lunchbox. So, what we're gonna do now
It's glowing.
is start anchoring these bad boys down. After I get my other 4x4 out of my truck that I just brought back from Joe's. So me and little man got the 5th one in. Hey Jojo, your 4x4 is the 2nd one back right there, not that one up there, this one right there. So, and hopefully this sticks out far enough to when the axles pivot, they won't hit the sides. That is a massive bed. And then I'm wanting to come off these 4x4s and actually come down across and back up to that other 4x4 right there. Make a step probably right below the pendle, and then come up between it and the bottom of the bed and add another step, because eventually I'm gonna have rails go down both sides, across the back of the cab, and then from here to here with an opening, then tie it all in, and actually run benches around each side and the back of the cab facing back. So when we have our airsoft events and stuff like that, and the days they include the truck in on the package or whatever, because that's a lot of diesel in that thing. It's not bad on diesel whatsoever, considering the size of the truck. It's a 75-gallon tank on the side. They're going to have to compensate for some fuel when we run the truck. So we will actually be out of town this Saturday. It's Thursday today, so Saturday we'll actually be out of town. My 4 people, my brother's 4 people.
Yeah.
Going to Wonderworks in Pigeon Forge. It's the upside down house. I was there when it first opened like 14, 15 years ago, somewhere in there. The kids have never been, so we're taking this little trip and actually doing something else that my group don't know about. But anyway, back to the truck. So I'm gonna get up here as Mason just went through the bed and
Really?
out between the tires. Yeah, I caught you.
I can get through.
But anyway, I'm gonna get these laid down. Mason's gonna go do homework. Get your spelling words. There you go. We've been working and doing spelling words. So I'm gonna get these lagged on. You wanna do homework?
Yeah. Spelling words.
Get these lagged on, and then you better hurry up and go do your spelling words so you can get on your hands and knees and screw these boards down. He's excited to use the impact driver and screw this stuff down. So anyway, I'm going to get up here and anchor this baby down. So the impact driver said no. Probably got 3/4 of the way through the 4x4. Decided he didn't like it. So bringing out reinforcements. Yeah, the impact. So let the air compressor build up. Grab the old big girl here. Handy dandy snap on impact. Grab on my impact sockets. No, why would they be mixed up? Surely not. No. I'm not even sure if I have a 3/4. I may have broke it. Grab us a 3/4 impact socket, which I love how they're all mixed up. Oh, got her. So we're gonna let that build up and then drive her on home. And if this don't do it, yeah, I'm putting the big ratchet on there because that's a lot of screwing into wood. That's a 5-inch lag screw. Yeah. So anyway, let's let that air compressor build up. I'm gonna go ahead and get my hose and stuff out here. Be right back. Just letting the air compressor build up. But one thing I've been wanting to do, where I did have, or made a connection back here to be able to use the air hose on the back of the truck to air up tires. I've aired up the tractor tires on the other side, the old long. Then that old car actually drove it down there and let him take an air blower and blow out around the plugs and around the intake and all that stuff. Just kind of blow some of that garbage off. I've been wanting to put a air hose reel up underneath the truck. I didn't have an extra one. I was just gonna go buy one. Then Prosser said, hey, I got one in the garage that I'm not gonna use at the house. So that's a lot of air hose on that reel. So after I get my bed on, which will be done tonight. I'm going to later, maybe tomorrow, probably bolt that to the wood somehow and have it run out the back of the truck. Just put a stopper on it. I can't even see it. It's too dark. Put a stopper on it to where the air hose can't go back through the frame. Plumb it in. I have air all the time, and I still got the shut-off valve that I'll probably leave shut until I'm using it. Tell me how awesome that's going to be. And I've even thought about running a line back up the truck and tying in to that air hose, and like putting that one, say, midway of the truck on the passenger side, have it just hanging there, which, now that I think about that, more than likely that's what I'm going to do now that I like to put a couple big toolboxes under the bed on this side just for extra storage. And I've got a toolbox under the driver door. It ain't that big. It's got my air hose now. It's got a 20-ton bottle jack and maybe a log chain in it. But anyway, I'll figure out where I want to put that thing later. I'm just excited. Got all my wood. Got it all on. The compressor's about done building. I will screw it down and show you guys after I get the leg screws in it, and then start attaching the boards for the last time. Got the first one hammered in. Now, got it lagged on. This thing is not moving. So I'm gonna go down here, get my boards back where they was. It's just like a big old party deck. That's all it is. Let's walk up here against the back of the cab. Standing at the back of the cab, it's just a big old dance floor. Just a big old 8 foot by, see, it's 8 foot wide, 15 foot long. Just a big old dance floor. That's all she is. So I dropped my screw bit when I bent over. So now I'm gonna crawl under the, well, not crawl under the truck, get to the side of the truck behind the fuel tank and try to find my long one because it's my favorite. But anyway, going to hop down, find it, and start throwing some screws on the deck. Tripper come around to check out the bed.
Yeah,
Tripper.
buddy.
Abby's up there. That's her runway modeling. Mason's in there trying to find another drill, but there's not one that's cordless. Froster's is dead. And got him screwing away up here.
We have a cordless drill.
Huh?
We have a cordless drill.
No, we don't. That's electric. That's not cordless. It's got an extension cord.
Extension.
Oh, we got this one. So, in just a few short minutes, for y'all, seconds, it will be completely screwed down.
Did you say screw it?
Yeah, screw her down there. Get that screwed down. Gotta get my side. Gotta undo it. Get my last 4x4 slid in. So, almost done. So, got the old bed screwed down. Nabby's giving it the test, I reckon. Make sure she's sturdy. I just hope it don't squat it. You think it squatted it? Well,
Weight on there.
yeah, I don't think there's anything we're going to put on there that's going to squat it.
No, probably not.
Nothing. But I believe she'll hold a few people.
At least a couple.
Next will just be putting the rails on it, which I'm in no hurry for at all. And building a step on the back. So, may have been out here talking for a little while, but you know, it's all good. But got the bed done. Had to come get the flashlight because it's pitch black dark. No, I already shut the shop up for tonight. But anyway, hopefully before long, get the headache rack built, get some sides put on this thing, be able to haul some people with the airsoft. But I mean, seriously. Look at this big old girl. It was just him cleaning his tires off before he got, on the road and had them slick. But anyway, I'm just thrilled about this thing. It is solid. Like I said, you seen earlier, Abby was out here bouncing around on it. Nothing. It is solid. That is for sure. Just look at it. Yeah, it's just a little wet spot right there. But I'm thinking about along this back edge, the whole back edge, getting a piece of, I don't know, big old channel, I guess, or a piece of angle iron and putting over the back. So when I build the steps, I'm gonna have it on that 4x4 down, over, and attach for your first step. Then there'll be another step, then up onto the bed. But have a piece of angle on the back just to clean up the back. And I'm going to go to, I believe Prosper said O'Reilly's in Johnson City has mud flaps for big trucks. So I'll go down there one day and scrounge around looking at mud flaps down there, because I built those not long after I got the truck. Just some plastic I had laying beside the garage. Ended up just cutting it up, making a template, tracing out the other one, cutting them up, screwed them to the back of that 4x4 just to have some kind of mud guard on the back. And it's worked. I've only ripped them off a couple of times, so, but just, throw some more screws in it, she's good to go. But I like to have a mud flap. Now I got a nice bed on there, I can tuck it up under it, secure it good. But for now, I believe that is it. Like I said, cannot wait until the Suburban fires up with a 12 valve in it. Get the rest of my bed built on the 5-ton. Do some more things with the unton. Like I said, got the radio in it. It jams out. Kids love it. I just like riding it around the yard. It's something new for them. So, but I guess for now, that is it for the night. See you guys.